Hey guys, it's me again! Haha! Welcome to another video, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you my boxes of books that I keep downstairs that contain my book series as well as my adult books and my children's books. So this will be the last of the bookshelf tour, as they are the ones that are downstairs, and then that will be all of the books. And then at the end of this video I'm going to leave a number of all of my unread books at the bottom of the screen. So this is also a great way for me to add up all of my unread books and kind of show all of the books that I have yet to read down. So it's kind of like a TBR video of shame as well as a bookshelf tour, so it's kind of like an enjoyment as well as a stressful showing video. But I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you guys at the end. So I'm now going to begin by sharing with you what is inside the three boxes. This room is the study where the computer and the laptop and the printer is, and this is where I store my series. As you saw, my first books in series and the books that I'm up to in series are upstairs in my book cupboard. The rest of the books that are in the series are kept down here solely because obviously books are heavy and there's not enough room for them as well, so it's nice to keep them stored away, especially if I'm not planning on getting around to them pretty soon, because obviously if I haven't read the next book, then what is the point? So the idea is basically when I have read said book in the series, then I will replace it with a book from one of these boxes and put that upstairs, so it's kind of like reading one and then replacing it sort of thing. So I thought that's a pretty snazzy idea, and these are in no particular order whatsoever because they are stored in boxes. So let's get started. I have Requiem by Lauren Oliver, End of Days by Susan E., Alice Through the Zombie Glass by Gina Showalter, A Witch Alone by Ruth Warburton, Hourglass by Claudia Gray, Afterlife by Claudia Gray, Nocturne by Christine Johnson, The Blessed Passionaries by Tonya Hurley, Walking Disaster by Jamie Maguire, Monsters of Men and The Ask and the Answer, both by Patrick Ness, Magic Study, Fire Study, Storm Glass, Sea Glass and Spyglass, all by Maria B. Snyder, Haze by Paula Weston, Specials and Pretties by Scott Westerfeld, Forever by Maggie Stiefvater, Envy by Elizabeth Miles, Torn, Ascend by Amanda Hocking, Vampire Diaries The Return Shadow Souls, Vampire Diaries The Return Midnight, Vampire Diaries The Hunter's Phantom, Vampire Diaries The Hunter's Moonsong, Vampire Diaries The Hunter's Destiny Rising, Vampire Diaries The Salvation Unspoken, all by L.J. Smith, Stephen's Diaries Volume 2 Bloodlust, Volume 3 The Craving, Volume 4 The Ripper, Volume 5 The Asylum, and Volume 6 The Compelled, all by L.J. Smith, The Perilous Sea by Sherry Thomas, Rapture and Fallen in Love, both by Lauren Kate, Beautiful Chaos and Beautiful Redemption, both by Kemi Garcia and Margaret Stoll, The Rise of 9 and The Power of 6, both by Pittacus Law, Cat Among the Pigeons, Black Heart of Jamaica, Cat O' Nine Tails, and Den of Thieves, all by Julia Golding. And that concludes the end of the first box. Moving on to box number 2, we have The Lost Saint by Brie Despain, The Messenger's Angel, Heather Keller Warden, The Iron Traitor, The Iron Legends, The Iron Queen, The Iron Knight, The Lost Prince, and The Iron Daughter, all by Julie Kagawa, Imposter by Jill Hathaway, Pandemonium by Lauren Oliver, Defiance and Betrayals, both by Lily St. Croix, Shade's Children by Garth Nix, The Last Vampire, Volume 3 and 4, Red Dice and Phantom by Christopher Pike, as well as books 5 and 6, Evil Thirst and Creatures of Forever by Christopher Pike, The House of Hades and The Mark of Athena, all in the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan, The Secret Circle The Divide, and The Secret Circle The Hunt by L.J. Smith. Whisper, Dreamland, and Shimmer by Alison Noel. Everlasting and Night Star, both by Alison Noel. Clariel, Across the Wall, Abhorsen, and L'Ariel, both by Garth Nix. Hexbound by Chloe Neal. The Creature in the Case by Garth Nix. Percy Jackson and the Titan's Curse, Percy Jackson the Demigod Files, Percy Jackson and the Last Olympian, Percy Jackson and the Battle of the Labyrinth, all by Rick Riordan. Geekhood Mission Improbable by Andy Robb, Anywhere by John Robinson, Deadly Little Lies by Laurie Ferrier-Stolars, The Fallen Volume 2, which contains Eri and Reckoning by Thomas E. Snigoski, Wolfsbane and Blood Rose by Andrew Cromer, Everlasting, Evercrossed, and Kissed by an Angel, which contains Kissed by an Angel, The Power of Love, and Soulmates, all by Elizabeth Chandler. Reckoning and Jealousy by Lily St. Crow, Archangel's Consort, Archangel's Kiss by Nalini Singh, Mediterranean Holiday, California Holiday, and Spanish Holiday, all by Kate Can. Sugar and Spice and Sweet Little Lies, both by Lauren Conrad. Divine by Blood and Divine by Choice, both by PC Cast. Clockwork Prince and Clockwork Princess, both by Cassandra Clare. Underworld and Awaken, both by Meg Callett. Rise and Once by Anna Carey. Curtsies and Conspiracies by Gail Carriger. Grave Doubts, which contains That and Heaven Sent by Meg Cabot. The Dark by Marianne Curley. 2 Weeks Notice by Rachel Kane. Lenobia's Vow, Dragon's Oath, and Neferet's Curse, all by PC and Kristen Cast. Independent Study and Graduation Day, both by Joelle Charbonneau. And that concludes the end of box number 2. And the final box of books, I have the rest of the Making Out series. So I've got Zoe Speaks Out, Aaron Let's Go, Zoe's Broken Heart, Nina Shapes Up, Don't Tell Zoe, Trouble with Aaron, Always Loving Zoe, Lara Gets Even, Two Timing Aisha, Never Trust Lara, Ben Takes a Chance, Claire Can't Lose, Zoe Comes Home, Kate Finds Love, Don't Forget Lara, Falling for Claire, Lara Gets Lucky, Now Zoe's Alone, and Who Loves Kate. And these are all by Catherine Applegate, and those are in no particular order, by the way. Then I have Heaven and Hades, both by Alexandra Adornetto. Then I have Assassin's Creed Black Flag, Brotherhood, Revelations, Unity, The Secret Crusade, and Forsaken, and these are all by Oliver Bowden. Then I have Burned, Tempted, Hidden, Hunted, Redeemed, Revealed, Awakened, Destined, and Clone is Full, and these are all by PC and Kristen Cast. I have Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, An Arc of Arcadia Awakens by Kai Meyer, that was given by a friend, The Fall by Claire Mel, Death Cure, and The Kill Order, both by James Dashner, Emblaze, Embrace, and Endless, all by Jessica Shervington, Deception by CJ Redwine, Unsold and Unholy by Neil Schusterman, If I Should Die, and Until I Die by Amy Plum, Trial by Fire by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, Red Glove by Holly Black, YOLO by Lauren Miracle, The Awakening, and The Reckoning by Kelly Armstrong, Idols by Margaret Stoll, Earthfall Retribution by Mark Walden, Stealing Phoenix by Josh Sterling, In the Afterlight by Alexandra Bracken, Deep Betrayal by Anne Greenwood Brown, Dead Reckoning by Charlene Harris, Artemis Fowl The Opal Deception by Ian Colfer, Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo, Sever by Lauren DeStefano, Overbite by Meg Cabot, Unholy Magic by Stacey Kane, Every Second Counts by Sophie Mackenzie, Unleashed by Sophie Jordan, Sweet Shadows, and Sweet Legacy by Terrell Childs, The Girl of Nightmares by Kendare Blake, The Illusionist by Laura Eve, An Arc of Fins of Forever by Terrell Charles, I was given this by a friend, Rebel Nation by Shonda Grimes, Buffy the Vampire Slayer Volume 2. This contains Halloween Reign, Bad Bargain and After Image by Christopher Golden, Nancy Holder, Diana G. Gallagher and Pierce Askergren. A Prince of Earth by Stephen J. Carroll. Pulse by Patrick Carman. Blue Noon. Touching Darkness by Scott Westerfeld. A Witch in Love by Ruth Warburton. Extras by Scott Westerfeld. If I Die, My Soul to Steal, My Soul to Keep, My Soul to Save, and Before I Wake, all by Rachel Vincent. And finally Fractured by Terry Terry. And that concludes all the boxes of my series. So along the bottom shelf are all of my Animal Arc books. They are my children's books. I have got books 1 to 50. So starting with Kittens in the Kitchen, Pony in the Porch, Puppies in the Pantry, Goat in the Garden, Hedgehogs in the Hall, Birds in the Basement, Cub in the Cupboard, Pig in the Playpen, Owl in the Office, Lamb in the Laundry, Bunnies in the Bathroom, Donkey on the Doorstep, Hamster in a Hamper, Goose on the Loose, Calf in the Cottage, Koalas in a Crisis, Wombat in the Wild, Roo on the Rock, Squirrels in the School, Guinea Pig in the Garage, Fawn in the Forest, Shetland in the Shed, Swan in the Swim, Lion by the Lake, Elephants in the East, Monkeys in the Mountain, Dog at the Door, Fowls in the Field, Sheep at the Show, Raccoons on the Roof, Dolphin in the Deep, Bears in the Barn, Otter in the Outhouse, Whale in the Waves, Hound at the Hospital, Rabbits on the Run, Horse in the House, Panda in the Park, Tiger on the Track, Gorilla in the Glade, Tabby in the Tub, Chinchilla up the Chimney, Puppy in a Puddle, Leopard at the Lodge, Giraffe in a Jam, Hippo in a Hole, Foxes on the Farm, Badgers by the Bridge, Deer on the Drive, and Animals in the Ark number 50. These are all books about animals and a little girl, and her parents are vets and she ends up helping them out with all of these animals, and it's really cool, especially if you've got a kid that's really into being a vet, or if you yourself are being interested in animals, and they're very, very fun. They are very, very fun, and one day I would love to reread these. So the rest of my children's books consist of the Princess Diary series and the Missing series, and they're all by Meg Cabot. And I've got a little mini novella book here which is called Project Princess, and this I believe is the American sort of book. And I've got the Princess Diaries Guide to Life as well. I've also got this spin-off story called Ransom My Heart, which is meant to be a story by Mia Thermopolis, who is the girl from the Princess Diaries series, but obviously it is by Meg Cabot. And I've also got this other story, which is Nicola and the Viscount by Meg Cabot, and the rest of the Princess Diaries series. So I've got Third Time Lucky, Mia Goes Forth, Give Me 5, Sweet 16 Princess, Sixational, Son of Heaven, After 8, To the Nines, 10 out of 10, and then the rest of the Missing series is Sanctuary, Safe House and Missing You, and they are awesome, about a girl who got struck by lightning one day and all of a sudden she can see people who are missing. So yes, these are all my children's books. So now we move on to my adult books. I did do an adult bookish video where I showed all of my adult books, but I actually missed some out. So I'm now going to share with you where I keep my adult books now, which is on the top shelf of this cupboard. So I've got Grey by E.L. James, The Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, Every Boy's Got One by Meg Cabot, Size 14 Is Not Fat Either by Meg Cabot, and Size 12 Is Not Fat by Meg Cabot, A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin, The Martian by Andy Weir, The Wedding Girl by Sophie Kinsella, 50 Shades Freed by E.L. James, and Boy Meets Girl and The Guy Next Door, both by Meg Cabot in a bind-up. Now moving on to the front row of books, I've got Dream a Little Dream by Giovanna Fletcher, Vets in Love by Kathy Woodman, The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson, 50 Shades Darker by E.L. James, One Day by David Nichols, Me and You by Claudia Carroll, Persuading Annie by Melissa Nathan, It Must Have Been the Mistletoe by Judy Asley, Acting Up by Melissa Nathan, Shades of Grey by Jasper Ford, The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks, The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filer. Writer to Writer by Gail Carson Levine. Some books by Sophie Kinsella now. I got Mini Shopaholic, Can You Keep a Secret, 20s Girl, Swimming Pool Sunday, The Gate Crusher, A Desirable Residence, The Undomestic Goddess, The Tennis Party, and Confessions of a Shopaholic. One Perfect Summer by Paige Toon, Us by David Nichols, The Curvy Girls Club by Michelle Gorman, When I Fall in Love by Miranda Dickinson, Marley and Me by John Grogan, You Had Me at Hello by Mary McFarlane, Love in the Air by James Collins, Secrets by Freya North, Walking Back to Happiness by Lucy Dillon, When God Was a Rabbit by Sarah Winman, Getting Over Mr. Right by Christy Manby. Now we move on to the next section of books behind. I've got P.S. I Love You by Cecilia Ahern, Me and Mr. Darcy by Alexandra Potter, I Walk to Remember by Nicholas Sparks, The Holiday by Erica James, and One Summer by Rachel Billington. After the Break by Penny Smith, Chances by Freya North, The Truth About Melody Brown by Lisa Jewell, My Perfect Life by Dylan Sheldon, Light as a Feather by Helen Dunn, It's a Kind of Magic by Carol Matthews, The Ice Cream Girls by Dorothy Coomson, Envy by Colleen Nolan, Hopscotch and Handbags by Lucy Mangan, Taming the Bees by Emily Maguire, some books by Marina Anderson. I have Haven of Obedience, Dark Secret, The Discipline, and Forbidden Desires. A Touch of Crimson by Sylvia Day, 9 Uses for an Ex-Boyfriend by Sarah Manning, You Don't Have to Say You Love Me by Sarah Manning, The Diary of a Submissive by Sophie Morgan, Bared to You by Sylvia Day, Destined to Play by Indigo Bloom, Fire After Dark by Sadie Matthews, 80 Days Red, 80 Days Yellow, and 80 Days Blue by Vina Jackson, The Dark Garden by Eden Bradley, Switch by Megan Hart, Operation Sunshine by Jenny Colgan, The Family Fang by Kevin Wilson, Promise Me by Harlan Coben, Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden. Then I got Wedding Night by Sophie Kinsella, Fatal Tide by Iris Johansson, Shopaholic and Baby by Sophie Kinsella, Split Ends by Zoe Barnes, The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, The Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafon. Then I have some classics. I've got The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, Les Miserables by Victor Hugo, Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte, Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and Tessa the D'Urbervilles by Thomas Hardy. The final books in the back, I have Dolphin Sunrise by Elizabeth Webster, Thanks for the Memories by Cecilia Ahern, The Book of Tomorrow by Cecilia Ahern, 100 Names by Cecilia Ahern, Angelology by Danielle Trostoni, The Brightest Star in the Sky by Marianne Keyes, Romance in the Dead by Tate Halloway, Then She Found Me by Eleanor Lipman, The Forgotten Garden by Kate Morton, The Time Traveller's Wife by Audrey Niffenegger, The Lake of Dreams by Kim Edwards, A Discovery of Witches by Deborah Harkness, Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson, The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson, Mistborn Book Number 2, Fear the Worst by Linwood Barclay, Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen, Life of Pi by Jan Martel, The Magician's Apprentice by Trudy Canavan, In the Dark by Mark Billingham, If Only You Knew by Alice Jolly, Atonement by Ian McEwan, Wall by Hugh Howey, The Magic by Rhonda Byrne, Son of a Witch by Gregory Maguire, Wicked by Gregory Maguire, The Dark Heroine by Abigail Gibbs, and No Time for Goodbye by Linwood Barclay. And that concludes all of my adult books.
So guys, that is it. That is the complete end of all of my bookshelf tours. I've showed you all of the books that I own. Started with my read books, then my review books, and books I'm using as challenges, and then my special bookshelf, my book cupboard, and then my series, as well as my adult books, and then my children's books. So many books, but I have shown them all to you in this updated bookshelf tour. It's been a long voyage, but I always like actually filming this sort of video. I just think it's really enjoyable, and I also kind of discovered books that I forgot that I actually owned, and I'm just like, oh my god. But it's nice to sort of rearrange my books every now and then, and I find it really enjoyable in a strange sort of way. But I hope you enjoyed it all the same. But if you've read any of these books, or if you'd like me to read any of these books, then leave it down below in the comments, and any other video suggestions that you would like me to do, please leave them down below as well. I'm going to leave annotations of all of the videos at the bottom of the screen. It's going to be there for the whole of the video, so if you would like to revert to any of the bookshelf tours, whether you're doing a marathon, but it's just a great way to keep all of the bookshelf tour videos together, so you can watch them all in your own time, save them in your watch later list, whichever you decide to do. But yeah, I hope you have enjoyed it all the same, but thank you very much for watching my video. Keep smiling, keep reading, I'll be happy. My name is Katie, and I'll see all of you wonderful people in my next video. Bye!